Welcome to episode 16 of Should We Have Watched That?
I'm Soraya.
And I'm Amanda.
We had trouble starting that intro.
It was... Yeah. Mm-hmm. We got there.
We did.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah. We watched the show.
We did.
It was called...
Hypnotist Matt Hale.
Top Fun.
80s Spectacular. Remix.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think that name is too long.
I agree. It's quite a mouthful.
It is.
This is a part of the cabaret and variety / comedy section of the website.
It was at Fantasia in the Perth Town Hall in the big space upstairs.
Presented by... Do you want to pronounce that?
Matrin Enterprises?
Pty Ltd.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna start with something a bit weird. Oh wait, no, was it this one? No, it was the next one that we saw because we did double feature. I'll bring it up next time.
So we've got differing opinions on this one because we have
different experiences.
Yeah. So I participated. I did see the introduction that Matt had, and so did Sass, obviously. So Sass observed the whole thing, and I was up there getting hypnotized.
Hypnotized.
Yeah.
I liked that he did say that it is a for this show to work, like you need to actually want to relax. Like
yes.
that it cannot work if you're trying to prove that you won't be hypnotized.
Yeah. I am, and we are both. We were. Look.
Listen here.
So me and Sass were like, surely one of us have to go up so that we can discuss the differing opinions of observing versus participating. And Matt came on, big energy.
I mean, before
moly.
he even came on, he did a 80s bit from what's that? The da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Just take the old records off the shelf. That one.
I don't know it.
You had no idea what that was referencing.
I don't know.
It's a Tom Cruise film from when he was like 18.
Oh,
and
I
he
see.
came in, like he slides in on socks, like he's not wearing trousers, got socks, white undies, white shirt.
No,
and
I think I can see it. I can picture
so
it.
that's what he was. So he did this little like I'm not sure it was pre-recorded thing in the dressing room.
Oh yes, that's right.
And I don't think anyone was expecting that to happen.
No.
So it was.
Fun little skit.
Yeah, but I think I don't think it went down well.
Yeah, well, I didn't see the relevance to the show.
It was just 80s.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that had anything like attached to it.
But he did very much give 80s aerobic instructor.
Oh yeah, he did.
At
At one point it was like we were at a burlesque because he started taking clothes off. So have we come to the wrong show?
He had very, very high energy, which I was not expecting for a hypnotist.
I thought it would be all very serious.
Yeah, and like relaxing and calming.
Yeah.
So that was a surprise, to say the least. Because he just immediately was like big.
It took a while for the crowd to warm up.
Yeah.
Because maybe they were also not expecting someone so big energy, despite saying it was an 80s remix.
Yeah. Although there seemed to be a lot of people in the crowd who had been to a previous show of his as well, because he did ask if anyone had seen him previously, and a lot of people put their hands up. And it was packed in there, and it was quite a large venue.
Yeah, which, shockingly, we were quite far back in the line. When we got into the space, there were 3 seats at the front.
Just for us.
Yeah, like right the front row. I don't like. Maybe people were scared that they'd be picked on if they were close up, but because Matt says in the show that like he's not going to bring anyone up on stage that doesn't want to be on stage, so it's literally like you volunteer and like go up on stage, and it's the first. I think there was 8 seats per row, so was that
24?
Yeah. Oh no, maybe more then.
Times 3. Oh no, and then what up 2 extras because so maybe like around the 26 to 30.
Yeah.
Let's say people who volunteered, including yours truly. And that was because, so me and Sass hadn't decided which one of us was going to go up.
But we started having a quick discussion.
Yeah, and then
we heard volunteers.
Yeah, and then Matt was like, somebody described the experience as a really nice sleep/nap. And then we both looked at each other and we both agreed that I needed that sleep/nap.
We had another show to go to afterwards. She was not going to make it without a little nap.
Yeah. So I went up and participated. How do we want to discuss this. Like, because we've got very differing opinions on, like, not experiences, not opinions.
I mean, I don't know how much you remember of it. Like, as in, because just with shows in general, there are bits that stand out, right? So, like, the bits that I remember are him, you know, like, slowly putting everyone into a relaxive state while also telling the audience what is going on and why he's doing this and how the kind of hypnotism kind of works. And it's just you get into a relaxed state, right? He was taking people off stage.
Yes.
Throughout the relaxation process.
I do remember that, because I can, like, I don't know how to describe it. So I was fully conscious, and I could hear everything that was going on. And I remember going up, and I was a little bit of a skeptic. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't lie to you guys. I wouldn't. And once I heard him saying that if I tap you on the shoulder, then I'm just going to need you to sit back down and it'll be a better experience for you, because it's just maybe not working for you, or maybe you're not open to it, blah, blah, blah.
But he also, actually, I don't think he actually phrased it like that. I think he said that you're doing a great job, but but like, obviously, you weren't doing a great job.
That was not verbatim from me, out of Matt's mouth. But once he said that, I was like, okay, Matt, get yourself into gear. We've got to stay on the stage. Listen. You listen. You take it in. Stop being a skeptic. Just
relax. You take it in.
Just give it a go. Just see where it takes you. And then I remember kind of immediately, once I changed my mindset about it, that's when I was way more like loopy.
Yes, because I noticed when you first got onto stage that your posture was very upright, and your head, so he was like, just like relax your head, like not all the way down to your chest, but just like a little bit. Your head barely moved. Your eyes felt like they were barely closed. Well, it looked like they were barely closed. And then you had people, like, right in the front of, like... So, because you were in the second row. In the front row, there was a woman who was maybe in her, like, late 50s. And her head was already down to her chest. Like her arms were loose. Her head was down to her chest. She actually got told to go sit down.
Really?
Maybe she was taking it too far. Maybe she was having a nap. I don't know. Because later on, there was a moment when you were told to, like, play an instrument.
The flute?
The flute. And also there was piano and drums, I think. And when she was told to play the flute, she was still drumming. And so I think that she just relaxed too far.
Yeah.
So that was when
I wasn't still
down.
conscious to what he was saying.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
But you did say directly after the show that, because like, as people were going to sit, like being told to sit down, other people were being moved around into different seats. And then all of them were told to open their eyes, and you noticed the front row wasn't there anymore.
So I was shocked, because obviously I heard Matt saying that he was culling people, and then I was like, okay, Amanda, get yourself into gear, listen to him, just ride the wave, ride the experience. And then he told us to open our eyes, and I remember being like I had a visceral experience of being surprised that I was still up there, and then immediately there was no more front row. Like, I was now the front row. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, like, when did that happen? Yeah, since when? But I made the cut, Mom. So yeah, that was a strange experience, because it was like the whole environment had changed around me. But obviously, naturally, it's because I had my eyes closed, but I was just so unaware of that. Yeah. Yeah.
There were some moments which I wish you'd seen the first couple of dances. Although I did take some videos, because you are encouraged to take videos and tag Matt. But if you like put them up on like things like Instagram or Facebook. And there was one person who was hypnotized, and whenever the "Oh Mickey, You're So Fine" song came on, he would do the cheerleader dance of his own creation. And that boy slut dropped.
Yeah, I rewatched some of the videos that Sass took, so I know what you... Yeah.
But I wish you'd seen, like, there are some things that it's cool that you got to go up, but, like, the first time he did that was so funny. Although I do wish that you were involved in one of those, like, more outrageous hypnotized things, because it was whenever that was played, and that just played, like, routinely throughout the show. But the reason that I think that boy was hypnotized is because there was no, like, whenever anyone came to the front, there was no like shame, like which makes it sound like it's shameful, but like, you know, when people are just like nervous or like they don't want to make an ass of themselves, so it's kind of like a smile, or like they're not giving it their all. They gave it their all.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I wish he chose me to be the security guard.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Because I think I would have done a banging job of that. But that's okay, Matt. It's okay.
Amanda will forgive you.
I will. Yeah, what an interesting experience, because we haven't seen anything like this before ever. Well, I haven't, at least.
No, I haven't either.
And I feel like I understand the premise of hypnosis, but I've never been one to be involved in it either. So it was a strange experience. Like, I did feel and like I said, I think, and Sass picked up on this as well, like, midway through, once I had changed my mindset, I had moments where my head just dropped immediately when he told me to relax.
And she has a wry neck, so that's a whiplash in the making.
Yeah.
So it was obvious that you were, like, a lot deeper into relaxation.
Yeah. And my hair was just flopping to the front. And I was, like, I knew that I was way more relaxed, but I didn't even realize what it looked like from the outside perspective until I saw those videos that you'd taken as well. And I was like, oh, God, like, how... not embarrassing, but just like, damn.
Like, you didn't realise you'd lost that much control of yourself.
Yeah. I was like, well, I walked away being a little bit concerned for myself, because I was like, is my mind not a fortress? It's my mind.
But you allowed this. It was a fortress before you allowed it.
And I was just like, how easy am I to be manipulated by other people? Amanda, let's work on that. So yeah, I was just kind of shocked with rewatching those videos of myself, because I was like, damn. But also, I'm also glad that I let myself be a part of it. Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I want to go into favourite moments a little bit quicker than normal, just because we're on the, like, hypno thing. Because I just loved seeing when you did relax fully, and then there was the aircraft where you were strapping yourself in, you were putting your helmet on, and then the first flight that you took, you were fine.
Do you want to explain what the scenario was?
So, they were pilots of a plane, and it was like going into hyperdrive. So like you got prepped, obviously, put your seatbelt on, put your helmet on. Amanda already looked stressed, putting a helmet on. She was like taking it very seriously. Like everyone's eyes were closed.
I strapped myself in tightly.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, we were with somebody else, like a friend, and they pointed out somebody else.
Oh, did they?
And I was like, I'm just looking at Amanda because I want to see what Amanda does. I don't care about the other people at the moment, because I was like, Amanda's an actor. Like she could, I wasn't sure how, if you were just doing actor things.
Yeah.
But then the flight took off.
Oh, the flight took off.
And Amanda, was looking a little uncomfortable. It was a bit of a grimace. I was going to say smirk, but it's not a smirk, it's a grimace. But Matt was like, don't worry, like, you're all right, you're going fine, but, it's getting a bit jolty, like, you might need to speed up a little bit.
It's not so, all right.
Let's go into hyperdrive, here we go, we're going really fast, and you pulled back, so, like, your hands are out holding the steering wheel, and your head just went so far back, it was like someone was trying to do the airplane thing to feed you. Like, here comes the airplane.
But I didn't want it.
Like, no, don't. I don't, put it away. I don't want mushy peas.
Ew.
Yeah, see, which is why your head was so far back. You didn't want it.
I hate peas. Equally hated that.
Yeah. He did it one more time and he said, like, oh, you're going so fast that your cheeks are wobbling. And you did a thing where you were, like, puffing your cheeks full of air, and then they would, like, unpuff, and then you looked again really uncomfortable needing to puff them up again. That was so slow. You were in hyperdrive, but in slow motion.
It's funny. Okay, so my experience of that was that Sass isn't wrong. I was petrified. I also rewatched the video and I was like, you're an idiot, Amanda, because that's not how you put a seatbelt on in an aircraft of that, like, capacity.
What did you do? Did you do
I did a bloody airplane seatbelt. It should have been like one of these over the shoulder
the harness
claspy
kind of ones. Yeah.
And I was so annoyed because I was like, why didn't you think of that? But I was obviously petrified for this flight. And then, obviously, he was like, wave them and say that you're good to go.
Oh, right.
And I didn't even know I was like, how do these airplane drivers, pilots, that's what they're called.
Yeah.
How do pilots do that? So I think I waved.
Yeah, you waved.
Instead of giving them a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Was that what you're supposed to do? I don't know. But I waved.
You waved, you
said
did.
hello. Hello, good to go. And then he was like, bigger. And I was like, hello.
Yeah, two hands up.
2 hands up.
In like an aggressive wave.
Manically. And then he was like, I don't think they're happy with you. You can tell them what they feel like. And I just like put my 2 middle fingers up.
Yeah.
And I was like,
you were pissed off.
I was like, and I did like this thing with my face where I was like,
It was like a gritting her teeth, like
unimpressed.
Yeah.
Unimpressed with them, unimpressed with this flight, unimpressed that I was a pilot. And then obviously we took off, pulled the handle.
Here we go.
And then there I was, ready to go. And then we were in high velocity, guys. There was a lot going on, that's for sure. I was pressed to the back of my seat. My head was flying behind me. There was nothing to put my head on. So, not like a real plane. Or I imagine a real aircraft of this sort.
Yes.
And then I remember him being like, okay, now we're doing like the peak of that skit. Mm-hmm. Where it was like, okay, now we're like really pushing off, like, yeah. And then like go up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember being so frightened to the point where literally I was closing my eyes so hard that I think my eyes started tearing up.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, oh, yeah, so they were just leaking eye juices. And I was like, I can't take my hands off the steering wheel. Like, I'm just going to have to cry this out. So that was my experience of it. And it was a little bit, looking back on it, a little bit embarrassing. But, you know, that comes with being an actor. You can't be shamed. You just got to be a bit shameless, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to get both sides of it as well, or even rewatching it, because I was petrified.
You could see that on your face.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was genuine.
I felt it. Which is why when we were, like, the friend that we were with knows Amanda better, and he was like, wow, look at that person going. I was like, what do you mean? Look at how terrified she is.
You can say. I think also part of me was like, I'm not a bloody pilot.
Who gave me permission?
I'm not
Who
qualified.
let me on this plane?
Yeah, I'm not qualified for this. Like, who thought this was a good idea? And then me just putting my life in my own hands. Like, I think that's what also. It was good to know that I'm still an overthinker when I'm in a relaxed state. You know what I mean?
That doesn't go away. It's a forever problem.
And I really thought maybe Matt would work his charm on that, but
didn't happen for this, no sir.
No, not for this one.
No.
So was that your favourite moment?
I think, yeah, it was. But just because, like, I knew that you weren't... That's when I knew that you weren't acting it. Because I was like... Because, like, when you were making unattractive faces on stage.
Yeah.
And unless you, like, have practiced that for something, for a role, I don't think that you would do that for a group of strangers. Like, for an audience of strangers. Like, a Full House kind of thing.
Especially with the other person
who
was
was
there
friend,
as
yeah.
well. Which was why I think it took me a while to get into it, because I was trying to get over the fact that...
Yeah, there was somebody else there.
There was the two of you there. And I was like, oh God, like, what are they going to think of me? But then we managed to push through.
Yeah, you did.
So concept.
I mean, it was fine. Like, it was, I liked the high energy. I thought that was fun when the audience actually got into it.
I think it's all in the title, hey?
Yeah.
Really, the concept. 80s,
sure is.
Top Fun, Top Gun.
Remix.
Remix.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
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 And the 80s soundtrack was fun too.
Was bopping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did like it.
Yeah.
I was grooving.
Yeah. I think it just helps tie his set together, I imagine.
Yeah.
So it feels a bit more put together.
A bit more cohesive.
Yeah. But, like, there's nothing really much to say.
No.
I think it was just
It just was.
It's like a time frame with a well-known movie that people know.
Yeah.
And then a hypnotist. And then just
That's it.
mixed together.
Remixed.
That's right. Remixed. So this is a hour-long show.
Yeah.
And it's $30 to $40.
And as we said before, it's at the Fantasia, the Perth Town Hall.
It was a beautiful venue.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. I do think it's probably worth that. I don't know. I
think it depends on if you want to be participating in it as well. I think the different experiences you get from it is quite nice.
Yeah, because I think that I wouldn't have gotten as much from it if you hadn't gone up. Yeah. To be honest. Like, if you didn't know someone that was going up, but there's only a certain amount of spaces, you know?
Yeah.
Because I bet, of course, you can't have everyone knowing someone that's up there.
Yeah.
Like, there were some people behind me that were like, "Aww," when he tapped someone on the shoulder that was from their group, but they were the really noisy ones throughout it. They were just chatting throughout the show. Sorry, this is nothing to do with concept.
Do better, people.
Yeah, just be better audience members. So irritating. I wanted to turn around and be like, "Shh."
I thought you would have, because you're very capable of it.
I do that often. Because it's like, give the performance your time. But I think it was a bigger venue and he was mic'd up. Like, he did. I don't think he would have heard it.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
heard it.
So that was helpful that he was mic'd up.
Yeah.
Especially for that large of a venue.
Yeah, that many people.
It was a very... I actually really liked that venue, and it's the venue that we also went to for the next show that we'll be discussing.
Yeah.
I thought this worked better for that venue than
I agree.
the next event that
which
we
we'll
did
talk
see.
about next time.
Yeah. I don't know if it's also because we were in the front, maybe, like the front row.
Yeah.
But I just think...
You're on stage.
Yeah, that's true. You're so right. I don't know. I just think this was... It did kind of give aerobics class.
It did.
Like, if you didn't have the chairs there and you were all just kind of dancing together.
I mean, he was in a shirt that said, Matt says relax and leg warmers. So...
I love leg warmers. It was a hot day for it.
It was.
They fit the part and they were
did.
costume.
A lot of the things we usually talk about aren't really... They don't have any...
Yeah.
There's no reason to bring them up. Like, we usually talk about character development, dialogue and set, but set was really just, like, the stage was chairs and Matt.
He did have a assistant as well with him.
Yes.
I don't know what she really did because I had my eyes closed.
She gave you leg covers.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Amanda was wearing a shortish skirt. Yeah, so there was just a privacy, that's what I mean, modesty cover.
Yes.
Because
we were raised
up
and everybody else was kind of below,
crotch level.
So. Didn't want that.
No, so which is nice. It's a good thing that they thought about.
Yeah. Favorite moment?
You already know mine.
Yeah. It's tricky as like because I feel like
you're part of the show.
Yeah, that's why. But I think my favorite moment would have honestly just been releasing myself to
the relaxation.
To him taking control. Yeah. Or like letting him have that control.
Letting him in.
Or releasing my control over myself.
Yeah.
And like taking down that barrier, I think. Because then that's when I kind of got into it way more, and then that's when I started to enjoy the experience way more without feeling so self-conscious.
Yeah.
I still overthink some things and blah, 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 but I think that would be my favourite moment, was just releasing myself to him. Mm-hmm. Because obviously I didn't get to really observe it from that other perspective. Obviously I did get to see some things, like the guy who was playing the saxophone.
Yeah, he was fun.
And then the pom-pom guy as well, who was fun as well. So those are great fun when I did get to observe a few bits.
That we both didn't like a different part of it though, which was someone needed to talk to the manager. We didn't like. She was involved in two different things, and that also annoyed me. That like he didn't pick somebody else.
Yeah, I think she just chirped up, and that's when he was like, "What happened over there?" But it felt like she was acting to me.
No, yeah, I think so too.
There was no other lines other than...
And I swear that we know her from something. Like, as in just around Perth. I feel like somehow I've met her I don't know how.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did, like, because, you know, like, it felt like she was acting, and I do think that we know her somehow from acting. Or at least
Somehow.
I know her somehow from acting.
My other thing that I was going to bring up was just another event that happened, was when you talked about the Wet Willy incident.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to...
So, Matt said, when I...
say fun.
Yes. When I say fun, you're going to feel like someone has given you a wet willy, has licked their finger and stuck it in your ear.
Like one of your neighbours.
Yes. You're not going to get up, you're not going to...
Get physical or anything.
But you're going to tell them exactly how you feel about the experience. And watching Amanda do it, so, like, there are people that were getting quite vocal on stage, and he went over and was like, oh, what's happened here? When it did happen, when he said fun, the key word.
People pleaser Amanda.
People pleaser Amanda took a hot minute. So other people are just, like,
aggressively
being like, what are you doing? You're like, why have you stuck that in my... That's disgusting. Why have you... That's what... you are, like, old enough to be my dad, and you're doing shit like that on stage. And then Amanda, it just slowly looks to her left, brings her hand up to cover her ear, gives a kind of worried, disgusted look to the left, doesn't move her head at all. She is straight parallel looking at the audience, just glances a little bit with her eyes to the left and just touches her ear and is really uncomfortable and kind of grimaces and looks down, continues playing with her ear. Like, that's all you did. I was expecting like at least like a movement towards him, like a shock.
She's not good with confrontation.
No, you just...
Even when they're in the wrong.
Yeah, you just...
And he was certainly in the wrong, putting his wet finger in my ear. But I didn't have the balls to say anything about it.
Remember, no one actually did any of that. It was just the
scenario.
Of, That was a fun moment where you just had the mellowest of reactions because that's what you would do in real life, and they knew that that's what you would do.
So don't any of you go putting a wet finger in my ear,
because she won't tell you about it.
I won't do anything about it. Please,
just inviting things to happen there, I think.
That's disgusting, guys.
Disgusting. Your favourite moment was the relaxation.
Yeah, I reckon.
Nice.
So 3 words to describe the show / experience.
I'm going to say energetic.
I was going to say energetic.
Oh, we can both say energetic, because, I mean, he was energetic. It was very high energy, especially for a relaxing show.
Or what we assumed was going to be relaxing.
Yeah, that was...
And you know what they say about assuming?
It does make
an ass out of you and me.
I would also say bops, because just...
Bangers.
Absolute bangers. I was going to say bangers, but I was like, are people going to think sausages? So bops it is.
No mash.
Just bangers. And ridiculous, because people were making ridiculous asses of themselves.
Yeah. Silly.
Yeah.
I would obviously say energetic.
What? I was going to say energetic.
Hey. Don't mock me.
Mom, you stole my word.
I'd say 80s. Because I guess it kind of goes 80s and bops.
Yeah. Together we make one. One good word.
And then I'd say participation, because that's what I was involved in. So I feel like I didn't really get to experience as an observer. But
But the fact that you can participate in it is very cool.
Yeah.
And that you have the option to. It's not a random thing that he picks people out. Because I always feel like when people are picked out, that it's like, oh, but are they part of the act somehow?
Yeah. And cheaper than going to a personal hypnotist, I'd say, if you go to one of his shows. Unless, obviously, you're trying to work on something, then that might be the way to go.
Yeah, go see someone.
Yeah. But that kind of is all for today's episode, guys. That was Hypnotist Matt Hale.
Tough fun!
80s Spectacular remix. So in the next episode, we will be going to see a theatre and performance magic illusion all the way from my hometown.
Your home country.
My home country. Not town.
No.
Indonesia. Which is so cool. I'm so proud. So proud. And so we're going to go see Alone the Sacred Rihanna live.
So this is something that's been on a lot of Like, it was on One Asian's Got Talent, got onto Britain's Got Talent, like an All-Stars kind of thing. Same with America's Got Talent. So she's been around. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been Saraya.
And I'm Amanda.
Bye.
Bye.